Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we'll stop in on the Township's annual Arbor Day celebration, this year at Bauman Rose School. Last Sunday was also the 17th annual Young Musicians Concert. We'll have a look and a listen at some of the town's great young talent. Jill Richards has a ticket to Pocahontas at the Forum Theater in Metuchen, and she continues her series, Pathways to Healing. This week, Cranio Sacral Therapy. This and more coming up, so stay tuned.
For This Week in East Brunswick, I'm Cindy O'Connor here at the East Brunswick Public Library with Willette Seibel. She's the treasurer of the Library Board of Trustees and a member of the Friends of the Library, and she's here to tell us about a program called What It's Worth. Hi, Willette.
Hi.
Tell us about this program.
Well, it's going to be a very exciting program. People can purchase tickets for $5 and come on May 6th and bring 2 items and have it appraised.
Okay, what kind of items? Should I bring the family credenza or?
Well, that's a little big, but things that you can carry in. Books, jewelry, musical instruments, coins, stamps, anything of that nature.
What else besides the appraisal is being offered that day?
Well, we'll have light refreshments for everyone, and also there'll be a lecture on antiquing and appraising, and they'll have a display of books that people can look at, you know, about different topics and collectibles and stuff.
Okay, so one more time, how much is it and when is it?
It's $5. It's May 6th, 1:15 to 4 p.m., which is on a Sunday. And that allows you to bring in 2 items for appraisals.
Okay, do you have to be a member of the library?
Open to the public.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Wood carvings are made from trees. Trees give us shade when we're hot. Trees give us nests for birds.
This week at Bauman Rose School, East Brunswick celebrated Arbor Day and received its 23rd Tree City USA Award.
Arbor Day is a very important day that we observe each year. On this day, we celebrate the role of trees in our lives and promote the planting and care of trees. J. Sterling Morton, the founder of Arbor Day, says that each generation takes the earth as trustees. That means that we must take care of it and make sure that future generations have as many forests and orchards as we have, if not more. This holiday doesn't just belong to the United States. Other countries as well have holidays dedicated to trees. In Israel, they call it New Year's Day of all trees. In Korea, they have Tree Loving Week. In Iceland, they have Students' Afforestation Day. In Yugoslavia, the Arbor Day is in the spring and in the fall. And in India, it's called the National Festival of Tree Planting. So you see, trees are very important to all of the people on our earth. I was reading through some quotes about trees, and I'd like to share 2 with you. One is by Dr. Richard Leakey, who lists all the wonderful things living trees do. They cut pollution, they cool the air, they prevent erosion, they muffle sound, and they produce oxygen. And after all that, they even look good. Lucy Larcombe stated very simply, he who plants a tree plants hope. Hope that future generations can enjoy and benefit from one of our most precious resources, trees.
To be here today as a Tree City USA coordinator for New Jersey. It's quite an honor because East Brunswick happens to be one of the future and the current leaders of the Tree City USA program. You've been a Tree City USA since 1978. You received a Growth Award in 1997. And this past year, you got your Community Forestry Management Plan approved by the New Jersey Community Forestry Council. You're also working on tree planting projects throughout the year. So, with no further ado, I'd like to present this award to Mayor William Neary and Thomas Williams, the Director of Parks and Public Works.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
It's a real honor for East Brunswick that trees are so important to us. because of all the good things that trees can do. And I think it's really great that the state gets to recognize our efforts by giving us this award and this flag every year. 23 years in a row, we're just starting. I have an official proclamation, but before I read the official Arbor Day proclamation, I'll introduce to some of the other people up on the podium here. Our Council Vice President and Representative to the Environmental Commission, who works very tirelessly to make sure the environments that we breathe in and the water that we drink is pure and clean, Councilman Saul Fink. And the Township Business Administrator, James White. This is a proclamation from the Office of the Mayor for Arbor Day, April 30th, 2001. Whereas, in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska and is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife.
On May 23rd, plan to be at the East Brunswick Public Library to hear Fred Greenstein, Professor of Politics at Princeton University, for a lecture on presidential leadership from FDR to Bill Clinton. Professor Greenstein's latest book, The Presidential Difference, Leadership Style from FDR to Clinton, essays our last 12 presidents and the reasons for their success or failure. The author and editor of 8 books says, "Beware the presidential contender who lacks emotional intelligence. In its absence, all else may turn to ashes." The program begins at 8 p.m. and is free to the public. Professor Greenstein will autograph copies of his book, which will be available for sale.
Hi, this is Jill Richards with This Week in East Brunswick. Today we're visiting the fabulous Forum Theater in Metuchen, New Jersey. Pocahontas is on stage now. Let's go inside and meet the new artistic director and the rest of the staff.
Pocahontas, you should not be here.
What are you going to do?
You will be burned at the ceremonial fire. That is his destiny. Now say your farewell and leave.
Father, no!
Do you defy me, Pocahontas? Well, do you?
No, Father.
A glowing light to guide me.
That's what friends provide.
To be there for each other.
I'll be by your side. Your side.
We are joined by the Kids Forum new artistic director, Ellen Beatty. Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
Can you tell us a bit about the Kids Forum?
Sure. Well, the Kids Forum was formed, I guess, about 5 years ago by the managing director, the past managing director, Frank Knox of the Forum Theater, and I came here in January. And what we are is we're the children's theater division of the Forum Theater.
What's playing now and what shows do we have to look forward to?
Well, we're doing an original, in fact, world premiere production of Pocahontas that will be playing here from April 14th through June 9th, and then after that we have a complete summer series where we get a lot of camp groups and daycare centers as well as the public. We start with The Wizard of Oz, and then we're doing a Mother Goose, also an original, a Mother Goose review, and then from there, The Emperor's New Clothes.
Wow. Now you mentioned the word original. Is someone writing these shows for you?
Yes, we found a wonderful writer and composer also from New Jersey. His name is Paul Farinella, and he came to the Kids Forum pretty much when I came to the Kids Forum in January. And he wrote a musical, The Sword and the Stone, and then he did a musical, Three Pigs, which sold to, it was sellout houses every single Saturday, and now he's doing Pocahontas.
The drums have called to them, and they have answered. Let the adventure begin! begin on this great new day.
We're joined now by the director of Pocahontas, Paul Wheelahan. Paul, tell us, how's it coming?
It is going wonderfully. It's really a very exciting production, and I'm looking forward to it greatly.
Oh, that's great. Tell us, what's your background, Paul?
I am an actor and a director of both theater for young audiences and adult theater. I'm the artistic director of Pushcart Players. And I'm also, as an actor, will be appearing here at the Forum concurrently with Pocahontas in a show called The Flamekeeper.
So tell us, what do you like about directing children's theater?
Well, that's interesting. I don't make a strong distinction between directing for adults as opposed to directing for children. Something that I sort of like to live by, and I tell a lot of my actors when they ask me, is something that the great acting teacher Stanislavski said. He was asked, how do you act for children? He said, you do it the same way you do it for adults, only better.
Which of these fish is known for swimming upstream to spawn? Tuna, swordfish, blowfish, salmon.
Next time you're on the spot and need an answer fast, phone a friend. Your friends at the East Brunswick Public Library. Think of the library as your lifeline and call 390-6767 for a quick, on-the-money response. Whether you need to know the trade-in value of your car, side effects of a medication, or just a zip code, we've got the answer to your million-dollar question. Our reference librarians are ready to help you anytime during library hours. You'll get immediate answers to your questions, or we'll call you back as soon as we find the answers. Don't settle for 50-50. Call 390-6767 and get your final answer.
The Department of Recreation and the East Brunswick Arts Commission sponsored the 17th Annual Young Musicians Concert this past Sunday. The concert ran the gamut from piano solo and duos to flute ensembles. The concert will be aired on EBTV at the following times in its entirety. Here's a sample of the talent from the first, second, and third place winners.
Finding that answer is just too hard to do? The library's there for you. Visit us on the web at www.ebpl.org. Have a question? Click here. Use our form to send your question and contact information to the library. Your answer will arrive by phone, fax, or email ASAP. Just reach out. The library will be there at www.ebpl.org.
Hello, I'm Jill Richards with Pathways to Healing. Today we are discussing craniosacral therapy. We've had a previous guest, Jackie Wallen, join us in the past discussing the Feldenkrais method, and today she's going to discuss craniosacral therapy. Hi, Jackie. Welcome back.
Hi, Jill. Thanks again.
Jackie, can you just remind us what your background is?
I became a physical therapist in the 60s, moved on to become a Feldenkrais practitioner, which is a much more mind-body awareness program, and I was seeking something more, the underpinning, so to speak, to the neuromuscular system, and found the craniosacral therapy to be the answer.
And tell me about craniosacral therapy. Then can you give me some kind of definition, and how does it work?
Craniosacral therapy is a very tactile approach to tuning in to a patient's needs and wisdom, their own inner body's wisdom. The body has a number of mechanisms that work very independently. It's cardiac rhythm, which we can check at pulses. It's respiratory status, which we can check by breathing and feeling the diaphragm. And in the 70s, they did some research and also discovered that the craniosacral system has its own rhythm. And when there's a disruption or a change in the rhythm, it also identifies that there's some sort of blockage, something that's prohibiting it from having its full freedom, and also then imposing upon the body the vascular supply opportunities for the hormones to be released effectively and to be absorbed correctly. So it became the underpinnings to my Feldenkrais work.
Where did you see the therapy being done? What called to you? What made you interested in it?
Well, I'm on mailing lists, so things come along. And then one day I decided to see what it was about. And it was curiosity that got me there. And then as I was still learning, plundering along, I saw incredible changes taking place with my patients, whether they were little kids or the senior citizens, through the gamut. And then it became something that is a joy to really assist people through their own, I'll just have to say, stuff. The stuff could be emotional stuff. The stuff could be old physical injuries that are there. It could be the result of different diseases that take place.
So CTS can pretty much help everyone.
Yes, it can. It's also being used more and more these days as an assist to maintaining good health because it encourages the immune system to work at its maximum.
Oh, well, that's very important, the immune system.
Yeah.
Now, if I come and I knock on your door, I'm knocking on your office door, what is a typical office visit like? What can I expect?
Well, you'll be fully clothed and you'll get up on a table, usually with an air mattress, so that you have this sort of floaty feeling. Of course, the interview process would ask you a little bit about what you want, but we don't want to know too much because we'd like to feel it in our hands and be directed by the communication with your body as to where to go.
And what we did a short therapy at the studio a couple weeks ago and a full therapy in your office a couple weeks ago. But tell us a bit what we did in the studio to describe to people, why are you holding the bottoms of my feet, etc.
Right. That's a full body evaluation to discover where your rhythm is equal and where it is not equal. And I checked at the heels, and I checked at your legs, and I checked at your pelvis and your ribs and your shoulders, and then your cranium. If there is a change or a diminution of the rhythm, it's telling me that there's a problem there. And just by laying my hands on and communicating with the rhythms in your body helps your body, it stops the disorganization, and then your inner wisdom changes the disorganization to a more organized behavior for you.
And may I say, it really helped me.
I'm glad.
We did a full therapy in your office, and we did have a brief discussion about where I felt tension. And as you moved your hands to the various part of what you called the diaphragm, didn't you? You had different...
There were different diaphragms across the body.
You opened me up so that my blood could flow, the enzymes could flow, you said the hormones could flow, everything got flowing, and then you worked on specific parts. And may I say that I felt very, very nurtured when I left your office. I felt very nurtured.
I'm glad that you say that. The opportunities are there for us to be there for you and with you, definitely with you. We meld with you. And as you know, it was comfortable. Most people do leave the table feeling relaxed and feeling refreshed. They may go through a period of discomfort because what has gone in has to come out, and it's not always an easy experience.
That's an important point about side effects. And that's what you can expect, is that sometimes, now I didn't have any side effects. I felt relief right away. But somebody else, you may have to work out the kinks. If you've had a problem for a long time, obviously it may not get taken care of in one therapy. How many might I need?
Each body responds at a different rate. It depends on how long you're holding. And in the mind-body idea of things, a lot of us stuff issues in our body. So if some things have been stuffed down there for a long time, it may take a little bit longer to get them up. Also, depending upon the skepticism of the person who comes for care. They may be resisting, and it may take a few more sessions. So somebody with a more acute problem will probably get a faster relief. If I'm working with children with autism, it may take a few more sessions.
This is fascinating stuff. I'm so sorry our time is over.
Already.
Can you tell us, how do we find you and how do we find other CTS practitioners?
Right. Well, I can be found at 732-545-5744. And to find other practitioners on the internet, there's the International Association of Healthcare Practitioners, which is www.iahp.com.
Oh, thank you so much, Jackie.
You're welcome.
And thank you, the viewers, for tuning in. This is Jill Richards. We'll see you next time.
Things seem to be going smoothly for commuters who use Suburban Bus Company to get to New York. At least it would appear that way, with only 4 members of the public attending last week's Commuter Forum in the East Brunswick Senior Center. Mayor Bill Neary, Township Finance Director Lou Neely, and the committee heard from those attending that generally service was good except for some minor details.
Suburban, I think, overall does a very good job. That's not to say that they can't do a better job.
When you're waiting for a bus and they pull another bus in, which is fine, and maybe they're going to send now the Milltown bus or whatever else it may be, they suddenly say Tower Center, and there's this huge rush, okay? What about the fairness to the person that got online at the end over there because that's where he felt or she felt they should be online, and now somebody who's come and took the other line? I mean, I think maybe there should be some attempt here to do it in some orderly fashion so that there's some fairness here and that.
This year, the town will again go out to bid for service. And EBTV had some visitors last week as moms and dads who are East Brunswick Township employees brought their sons and daughters in on Bring Your Kids to Work Day. Join us again next week.